we're back. It's after lunch. I've been here for probably an hour or so, tidying up some little things and just doing some minor stuff. Got back here, got into the factory ECU wires, found my gray wire for my fuel pump. We got fuel pump. So I gotta wire that in a little better, but I found the wire. I did check for leaks. I did have a leak. I forgot to tighten up one fitting, like always, every time. But I always like to do a little test run, of course, check everything over. I got up there, looked at all the injectors, everything seemed fine, didn't seem like it was leaking. Yeah, I like to look everything over, fuel lines, of course, especially when you're making new fuel lines. Just to kind of cover your bases, just because new builds, new starts usually are open header, or if you have manifolds, open manifolds, and usually the tune's not right, so they like to backfire a little bit every once in a while. But I've checked all my injectors. All my injectors are fine. My fuel lines back there are not leaking. I've checked everything underneath. So far, nothing's leaking. So it is going to be a little bit of a trial by fire, of course, with every first startup swap. But I'm going to get the ECM in here. I'm going to see if I can hook up to it on my computer with HP tuners. I'm going to try to come up and flash a little soft tune into it for a first start. And I got to put the MAF on here, because that'll help it idle a little bit. So I got to put the MAF on here and do a little bit there. Just kind of, honestly, probably just put the boot on it, put the MAF on it, plug it in. But yeah, we're getting real close. We got fuel now. All we need is ignition, and it'll crank over. You've seen that in the last video. It cranks over just fine. So we're about to see what it'll do. I am going to put the O2 sensors in. I still got to do that, but that takes like 2 seconds. But yeah, I will catch back up when I plug the computer in, just so you can show that we're communicating with this thing. And then yeah, buy credits, flash a little tune in it. I am by no means a professional tuner, but I bet money I can make this thing start up and run. So that's what we're gonna do. Here we are. We are in the truck. I got my MPVI2 from HP Tuners plugged in. With this unplugged, that green light was on. That means we're getting signal through the computer. I'm gonna turn the key on here. Turn the key on. Everything is making noises like it should. We are gonna go ahead and read this file. So yeah, we're gonna read it, we're gonna save it, we're gonna flash it, we're gonna do some tuning. It's gonna take me a little bit. I probably won't show you all the gadgets and gadgets because it's gonna take a while. But yeah, no, this is ECU is out of a, let's see, an 04 Cadillac Escalade 1500 luxury 6-liter. So luxury, baby. We got some good stuff coming. That means it's probably gonna have, everything's gonna be the same. It's all gonna be pretty straightforward to tune. These injectors might get pretty close to maxed out, but the guy's not looking for anything above like 6,000 RPM. Honestly, he just wants it to be a good runner, he really more so just wants it to sound good than to run hard. Of course, this truck is 6 inches off the ground, or 6 inches lifted on 35-inch tires, 14 inches wide. This truck is not a fast race truck by no means. It is strictly for the sheer cool fact of it's got a good sounding engine in it, a good looking truck. So these injectors will be more than fine. Everything's gonna be great. Like I said, I got to do a little bit of tuning. I'm not gonna keep you guys here with that, but yeah, I'll be back when we're trying to crank this thing over. We are currently writing the tune. So yeah, we're getting real close. I'm still got to put the MAF on real quick. Won't take but a couple minutes, but I'm gonna let this tune upload, and then I do got to figure out something. I wired up the fuel pump into the relay, and it worked with the test light, like the test light illuminated, and then it went by 3 or 5 seconds, whatever the time is for the fuel pump to kick on and then kick off. And I hooked the wire up to it, expecting it to work, and it has yet to kick back on yet. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of figuring out, seeing what is happening. So, but nothing major. If not, we can hot wire it and at least try to hear this thing start. So, coming at you. It's gotta be the intake.
What injectors you put in this thing?
They're stock. Questioning bread. I'll try to start it again. So we had a little bit of issue with the last video you guys seen, probably, hopefully. The throttle position sensor wasn't doing its thing because I switched from a drive-by wire unit to drive-by cable. So I had to do, I think I did it right on the HP tuners. I had to swap it over from whatever you want to call it. I did some research. You got to change the numbers from 1 to 0 for the IAC, and it should work. We're probably gonna try to give it a start right now, but it's hopefully gonna read right, hopefully start and idle. Before it wasn't idle at all, so hopefully now it starts. So we'll catch you when we crank it. video out there.
Yes, I do.
Never actually
What?
roll it out.